DNS's Eddie Calkins, who has been on top of the shutdown since the beginning.
Eddie, when could the shutdown end?
Yeah, as we come on the air tonight, there's not a lot of action going on the Hill today. Today, the Jewish holiday Yom Kippur, and the Senate really did not hold a vote today. The next scheduled one is expected to be tomorrow, potentially even Monday, and that's really been the story of this shutdown so far. A lot of finger pointing between the Democrats and the Republicans. Let's give you 5 things to know tonight as we enter day 2 of the shutdown. The federal government officially shutting down at 12:01 a.m. early Wednesday morning. It's been 41 and a half hours. The next vote, potentially to end a shutdown, won't be until tomorrow at the earliest. The key issue, though, health care. Democrats say the time is now to protect health services. Obamacare is set to expire at the end of the year, and the One Big Beautiful Bill made significant cuts to health care programs. On the Republican side, they're holding out, accusing Democrats of wanting that money, saying, quote, give your health care money to illegal aliens. And that's coming straight from the White House today, where now the Trump administration is preparing to make massive cuts to government agencies, saying, quote, I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity. You can see his post from Truth Social right there on your screen. You'll also see a similar message on almost all official government agency websites. Now, right now, millions of those federal workers are furloughed, meaning not allowed to come into work or even being forced to work without pay. It's also important to note that back pay is not guaranteed for all federal workers, particularly for government contractors who could be considered essential. They could also be forced to work and never actually receive that back pay. So it really is a waiting game right now, and one that is only going to get worse as the days and potentially even weeks pile up. It is important to note, though, that the current funding bill would only fund the government until November 21st. Something else to note, the Democrats are typically the party that wants the government to stay open, but this time it's the Republicans who are responding to those Democratic demands. So here is George Washington University professor and director of the Political Management Master's Program on the shutdown.
But for the general public trying to figure out what's going on here, it's important to pay attention to what the demands are from both sides. The Democrats are the ones with the demands. The Republicans have what they want is a clean CR, which is a continuing resolution funding the government at the levels where they are.
We know the Democrats' demands are health care, but Republicans have the majority in Congress and the White House. They were able to pass the One Big Beautiful Bill back in March. So why can't the Republican majority Senate pass their own funding bill? It's because of the filibuster, as Dr. Belt says.
Well, with the One Big Beautiful Bill, it was passed under the rules of what is called budget reconciliation, which does not require 60 votes in the Senate and only requires a majority, which they were able to get because they have 53 of the Senate seats. And right now, the Republicans have all 3 branches of government, and Democrats are powerless with the exception of at the state level, which is where you see some of the leadership coming from. And if Schumer wants to save his job as the titular head of the Democrats in D.C., he needs to show some spine and he needs to show some fight, which is what his constituents and the people he leads in Congress are looking for.
Yeah, so again, right now, federal workers gearing up for a long weekend, if that's what you want to call it. For now, government services do remain open for the most part. Social Security, the mail service open. But as the days and weeks continue to pile up, you'll start to see maybe even longer lines with TSA at the airport and other government funding start to run out, workers not showing up for work. But if you're in Maryland, Maryland Governor Wes Moore announced a list of services yesterday to try and help with the furloughs and the federal workers not getting a paycheck and help those impacted. Here in D.C., restaurants and some stores giving out free and even discounted meals to try and help those furloughed workers. That's the latest right now here on Capitol Hill. I'm Eddie Calkins, CNS TV. Back to you guys in the studio.
Eddie, there's so much going on moment by moment. Thank you so much for your reporting on this.